Part of it is incumbent on you, which is you have to figure out what you want to get out of it. Employers, especially as they onboard people virtually, it's hard because a lot of like the jobs that I had early on and like when I was a student, I learned most by watching. Like you're sort of sitting there a fly on the wall, you're listening to people talk back and forth. You're like, that's interesting. That's how you deal with that. And it's a lot of what we learn, especially on set. I mean, most of what you understand about etiquette and how this set navigates is by watching people interact. And so when we go into a virtual environment, it's going to get more challenging because we don't all have super formalized procedures. And so I think you can make it easier for them by sort of, again, reverse engineering this a little bit and be like, hey, I would love to learn about this. You know, how do you do, you know, like be inquisitive. Everyone, you know, be intellectually curious about what you're engaged in. And again, you know, sort of talking about like what Alicia is, it's like there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. One's pushy and the other one is being respectful and inquisitive. And so a lot of it for us is, you know, like I take a very entrepreneurial approach about, you know, companies and in dealing with employment. It's think about yourself as, you know, you're a startup and you have to do the work. And so like, don't just sit there and wait for something to come to you. It's like, be proactive. And this is just like, hey, I would love to learn any one of these things. And so you make it a little bit easier for them because I think employers on all sides are really struggling with what to do with interns in particular, because a lot of it was being in the office, sort of feeling the person out, figure out what the personality is. Are they a potential fit for the future? You know, how well do they respond to the dynamic of the office, which is now virtual? And then you get a task assigned to you. And so part of it is, you know, doing a realistic skills assessment. You're like, hey, this is what I'm really good at. Do we have, you know, is anyone in the company struggling with any of this technology? I could walk them through it. You know, like one of the cool things with Zoom is as an account holder, you can actually remotely control someone else's computer now. So it's like, and there's multiple tools to do that, but I think people are most comfortable with Zoom. So if you have someone in the company that is struggling with a piece of software or something that you are adept in, then you've made yourself indispensable. You've created your own education a little bit. And then also, I would say, again, incumbent on you to figure out what you want to learn. And you might not get all of it, but I think you will become a solution, which is you're like, hey, do you want me to work on a document that sort of outlines sort of what the duties and what we'll learn as an intern? And maybe we could start working on, you know, I'll take it on myself to start creating an intern guide for our company. And so again, it's like be creative, be an entrepreneur, like find those opportunities, create those opportunities, because employers are really struggling to get those done because they're still trying to keep their business afloat and then train employees in a whole new way. And if it's a small company that, you know, doesn't have an intern coordinator, they're really, really struggling. But I think it also gives us opportunity to shine and opportunity for people that can be proactive, give them much greater ability to grow in an internship and much greater ability to connect with an employer if you're also helping solve some of their problems.